Hi, Base Gardener here. It's been a little while since I've uploaded anything to the channel. It's been a chaotic time, a lot going on, but I've been working on a few ideas, and so I plan to upload a couple of videos in the near future. So, when I first started this channel, my initial idea was actually to call the channel Show Me How to Live. Now, that's, for anybody who knows Audio Slave, a great song by the band. But what I was getting at was, in this crazy chaotic time that we're living in, the feeling that certainly anybody who's familiar with my channel has, that the West is in some manner of decline. I like the idea of sharing ideas among one another about how we can best live our lives to help alleviate some of the stress and the problems that we have in our lives, resulting from this time that we're living in and all the craziness that's going on. And so, to that end, what I'm going to talk about today is an idea that I've had that I think can help folks at an individual level. And not selling anything here. This is really something I want to do just kind of person to person with folks who are maybe like-minded. So I'm going to jump around a little bit on topics, but I'll tie it all together in the end. So to start, my family and I recently got back from a trip to France. And it was an interesting opportunity to put some of my preconceptions to the test. Now, in the spaces that I spend time in, online and among the people that I talk with, you wonder sometimes if you develop a bit of an echo chamber, right? And so hearing about places like Paris, London, I have an idea in my mind of what it was that I would expect to, when we went on the trip. And so going there gave me the opportunity to see with my own eyes, what does Paris look like in 2025 and 2026. And so, um, you know, one of the things that I noticed was that there was elements for sure that perhaps I had gotten wrong. And among those, I got to see some examples of what multiculturalism looks like in a positive way. Every day we would go to eat at the same bakery in Paris, and it was beautiful. What I noticed was there was people from absolutely all over the world there, and everyone was friendly, polite, cordial with one another. People were very friendly with our kids. It was a great experience. But I must say that at the same time, I saw a lot of the negatives too. Whereas, I'm used to living in a relatively high trust society, and I'm not sure to what degree this has always been true in Paris, but I didn't get the sense of being in a high trust society there overall. There was a lot of, um, you know, people who really just kept to themselves, who seemed to be concerned about other folks that were around them, holding tight to their purses. There was the smell of urine in a lot of places, a lot of graffiti around. Just what I got the sense that this is not a place that you would describe as being safe in a lot of the areas that I was in. And so one of the things that occurred to me, you know, before the trip, but I guess kind of cemented in my mind while we were in Paris, was that vacations like that are not available to a lot of us anymore. And it's sad because, myself having European ancestry, it was really nice to be able to go back to this place that really felt like I had ancestral roots there. And that's a really beautiful experience. But I also wondered to myself, well, I wonder how much Parisians or people from other parts of Europe might want to experience the lifestyle that I enjoy here. We live in a part of British Columbia that is absolutely gorgeous. It's the Western Boreal Rainforest. We have massive trees around our place that are over 150 feet tall, hundreds of years old. We've got incredible mountain biking, skiing, canoeing, kayaking, anything you could want to do in terms of recreation, we've got it. And it's a truly beautiful place. My own property here, we have 5 acres, beautiful gardens, hammocks, gorgeous forest. We have a creek running through our property. And so one of the ideas I'd like to throw out there to the internet, to folks in general, is the idea of kind of like a long-term recurring home swap. And rather than doing this through some kind of an app or something, I just want to put the idea out there to other people who maybe are interested in, some of the ideas that I talk about on my channel, might be a little bit like-minded, and who are looking to spend, let's say, a month out of each year where we basically uproot ourselves, leave our respective homes, and live in each other's homes for a month. I know it's a little strange, but to me, rather than just going to hotels where you're spending so much of your budget, the idea of being able to be a bit more rooted and to kind of build a long-term connection with each other's households and property, and with each other as families, that has a lot of appeal to me, and I'm curious if any other folks feel this way. So essentially my idea is, if there's somebody in Europe, generally I'm not super picky about where the location is, but I think it would make more sense if it's somebody from a more urban area, because I imagine these are the type of folks who would be interested in coming to a place like ours. We're a very rural location, although we have access to all the modern amenities here, and obviously we have internet, and we have lots of towns close by where there's restaurants and shopping and all that kind of stuff. Um, but we're looking for somebody who wants to basically come for, let's say, again, a month out of each year and live on our property. And meanwhile, we would come and stay at your property. And my wife and I are clean and caring and cautious folks. We have 3 kids, who are all well behaved, and so we have a big house here as well. And anyway, so this is just an idea. If you want to be able to, in a depressed economy, when people don't have lots of extra money to spend on vacations, be able to come and really live a kind of a different lifestyle for a month out of a year. Well, that's what we're looking for. But we want to go to somewhere in Europe, so somewhere that's very different from where we are. And we're wondering if there's other folks who might have a similar idea, somewhere living in Europe. So anyway, if you want to talk further about this, reach out in the comments, and please feel free to check out the other videos on my channel to get a sense of who I am and what our place is like. And anyway, I plan to do more videos. I might turn this into a recurring series, just on ideas of how to survive, thrive, when the world is in such a chaotic time. And so I'd love to hear other folks' ideas on this topic as well. And all the best to you. Cheers from the Base Gardener.